Hey, it's Brian from BreakTime. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the CATS atomizer made by RJMods. First of its kind. Now I won't go over all the specifics, but just so you know, it's a brass outer cap with a stainless inner cap, and it's a quad coil setup. I mean, you can do single, dual, tri, whatever you'd like, whatever floats your boat. But it is slightly different on building. That's what we're going to go over today. Okay, so to start off, as you see, I'm using 24 gauge, just so you know. I did 5 reps, so that's what I'm going to be doing for all 4 coils. Now with the quad coil, single wire quad coil setup, what you do is you make your micro coil first. This is about the size of a 3/32 drill bit. So you make your micro coil first, your first one. What you're going to do is, don't connect the negative, go ahead and wrap that excess wire around the positive post first while holding it down. Now when you do the single wire quad coil, you're going to want 2 micro coils side by side, as well as on the other side it's going to be side by side next to each other. So as you notice, my first micro coil, I've wrapped it around the center post to the other side, and I'm going to start wrapping it around the screw, well, in this case a screwdriver, while it's still hanging on there. So go ahead and make your wraps. Now this part you're probably going to need a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of time. You just want to pull it in close, wrap it all the way around, and as you put tension on it, pull it towards the micro coil.
Can't wait to turn Coachella out. I just want paper and some property. Girls is on top of me. I'm bored walking.
Once you do that, I recommend taking some tweezers. Tweezers are usually the most helpful. Clap your micro coils together a little bit. Clean it up a little bit. And from there, what you're going to want to do is raise that negative post by the second micro coil. Just enough so the wire can get under. Now, again, I've made my first micro coil. As you see, the negative still hanging out. I wrapped it around the center post. And made my second micro coil while the screwdriver is still in. Now with your excess wire, what you're going to want to do is you want to bend it a little bit.
Just make sure the drinks don't stop. And make sure the drinks don't stop. Just make sure the drinks don't stop.
So it goes straight down and wrap it around that negative post. Now give it some tension. What I like to do is I'll wrap it around that first negative post, and before I tighten that down, I'll hook it around the other side negative post. Give it more tension so it's not all loose and flappy. And after you've hooked it around, you're going to tighten that screw back down to secure it. This will secure your first set of microcoils. So right now you've got a dual coil on. Once you've tightened that down, just kind of straighten everything back out. Again, now that you have it wrapped around the other side, so again your micro coil is on one side, both of them. I have it hooked around the negative, running along the ground, from ground to ground, from negative to negative, and you'll have a piece of wire running around the side. Don't worry about that piece, it won't heat up. Now, once you have it hooked around the other side on the negative post, and tighten that down, secure it in. Once you've got that secured, we're going to make your second set of microphones. I made 40 G's and we burnt that up singing. Barbecue for the whole squad. House party right down the street. So again, right now we're on number 3. Ice cream truck all week. Barbecue for the whole squad. House party right down the street. Sip champagne all day.
I want to mellow out, cold beer, cigarello out, school never was.
Now once you've made that third micro coil, what you're gonna do is wrap that around the center post again.
I just want paper and some property. Girls is on top of me. I'm bored walking this Monopoly. Yeah, garlic crimes with the broccoli. Make sure you spell my name properly. This is all capitals.
Make sure you give yourself plenty of room at the center post so your wire will fit in. Now this works a lot easier with the 26 gauge. Yeah, with the 24 gauge it is a little thicker, so the wire is a little bulkier. Now, as you can see, I've made the original micro coil that I started with, wrapped around the center post, made the second micro coil while the tool was still in place. So while the tool's in place, I made my second micro coil. So first one hooked around, second one wrapped it around that ground screw, had it running along the side down to the other side negative post, and from there I made my third micro coil. Once I made that third micro coil, I hooked it around the positive post again, and now I'm going to start working on my fourth one. So then we're going to do another 5 wraps on this one. Now again, when you make that wrap, you want to make sure it's not leaving excess wire, and the size of the micro coil is the same throughout each wrap. So make sure you're giving it tension. Pull it over to the side of the micro coil.
On my way to Hollywood, I'm taking the shaw. If it's girls in here, man, I'm taking them all. Can't wait to tell her mom that she dating the star. That first Biggie Smalls
So now I've got all 4 micro coils going.
She can see the watch when I sway the cigar.
Now once you've made your fourth one, what you're going to do with that excess is hook it around that negative post right there. This one right here. And then once you hook that around, I'm going to have it run back to the negative post for the first micro coil. At the same time, I'm going to wrap the first micro coil's negative wire piece around that first screw. So you're going to cut it, you're going to wrap around halfway each, and you're going to cut them off, tighten it down and cut them off, just so they're secure. So with the tool still being in there, you want to raise that fourth negative post, and you kind of just bend the wire so it's heading straight down, so it's easier to wrap around the negative post. Now while giving it tension on that fourth negative post, you're going to want to tighten that down.
I want to mellow out, cold beer, cigarello out, school never was for me. Went the ghetto route, now big in New York. Carmelo house, can't wait to turn Coachella out. I just want paper and some property. Girls is on top of me. I'm bored walking this Monopoly. Yeah, garlic crimes with the broccoli. Make sure you spell my name properly. This is all capitals.
Now this is probably the most complicated part about it, is doing that last negative post.
Anything I say I do, it's all actual. I get money, shit is factual.
But make sure you have a drill bit or a screwdriver on each side for this one, just because your wires can get moved around. So for the last portion of it, if you notice, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this negative wire around that center post about halfway, and I'm going to let the last negative wire piece wrap around the other way, and they're going to basically go on top of each other. When you tighten that screw down, you secure it so the wires are sitting on top of each other, the screw pushes down on it, and you cut off both ends basically. So we'll go do that.
And make sure the drinks don't stop. Just make sure the drinks don't stop. And make sure the drinks don't stop. Just make sure the drinks don't stop. Barbecue for the whole squad. House party right down the street. Sip champagne all
It's easier
day.
if you bend the wire so it's heading straight down to the ground before you hook it around. Also, depending on which gauge you use, make sure you raise that negative post enough so that both wires, again, they're going to sit on top of each other and the screw's going to come down on it. So make sure you give yourself plenty of room to fit both wires.
On my way to Hollywood, I'm taking the shawl. If it's girls in here, man, I'm taking them all. Can't wait to tell her mom that she dating the star. That first Biggie Smalls album, stay in my car. Got some competition, but they say I'm in charge.
So just like that, you have your last negative wire piece and your first negative wire piece, and they're overlapping each other. So what you're going to want to do is give it tension on both ends. While pulling down both ends, I'm just going to tighten down that screw.
My man put me on, he just threw me a line. I like that you ain't got a picture, you on your blog. iPod on while you walking the dog, playing Salt and Pepper TLC, Nicki Minaj, yeah. And I don't search that much, but I had to pay attention cause you worth that much. I bought you the Chanel little purse / clutch. I made 40 G's and we burnt that up.
Now, once that screw's been tightened down, you just cut off the excess and you're ready to go.
I wanna mellow out, cold beer, cigarello out. School never was for me. Went the ghetto route, now I'm big in New York. Carmelo house, can't wait to turn Coachella out. I just want
again, I personally like using the tweezers. They're real easy, clamp down really well. They can grip on both sides of the micro coil, and it really helps.
Doing anything for them capitals. Don't have my check on time, and we at anything I say I do, it's all actual.
One last thing. So while your tools are still in, the last part of this build